Everyone, very warm welcome to this special webinar jointly organized by IIT Kharagpur and TCS-IN, a strategic unit of Tata Consultancy Services. I hope all of you are feeling proud and happy after successfully completing our first cohort. That itself is a big achievement. If you are happy and excited to be here today, type yes in the chat box because that energy gives me a perfect boost to start this session. So meanwhile, you are doing that. Let me tell you, today's webinar is very special because it has been designed especially for you, the alumni of IIT KGP course. All of you joining us today have already experienced AI learning through the hands-on approach to AI for real-world applications program. You all have already taken that first important step, built a foundation and explored how AI works in practice. So first of all, a big congratulations to all of you for taking that important step. And today is all about discovering what comes next. AI is today is no longer just about knowing concepts or tools. It's about applying them meaningfully, creating real impact, building skills that are relevant for the future, and growing your career, whether you are a student or a working professional. That's exactly why we are here to talk about HAAI++, the advanced version of the program created specifically for learners who want to go beyond exposure and take their understanding to the next level. This session is an exclusive conversation for our alumni, focused on helping you see how advanced learning can deepen your confidence, expand your opportunities, and prepare you for the evolving world of AI. So we are delighted to have you with us today, and we look forward to exploring this next step together. And we are also fortunate to have incredible speaker with us today, Dr. Himdweep Walia, who has been working in higher education domain for almost 2 decades now. Currently, she is working in TCS as subject matter expert and domain consultant, learning programs, higher education, and having end-to-end ownership of learning products in the AI/ML domain. In her current role, she is working with INIs and universities to create degree programs in domains like AI/ML, AR/VR, IoT, cybersecurity, and cloud computing, with upcoming industry-relevant courses to help stakeholders leverage the courses in a good manner. So with her deep industry and academic insights, she will help us understand not just what this program offers, but also the broader prospects and possibilities in AI, the career opportunities ahead, and why building the right skills now is important than ever. A very warm welcome, Dr. Hindi.
Thank you so much, Rahul.
Thanks a lot for joining us today, Dr. Hindi. Audience, I want to do a very important announcement as well. We also have something very interesting and motivating lined up for you. Mr. Anupam Chakravarti has joined us today, someone who has experienced this learning journey firsthand. To hear directly from him and learn from his experience, I request you all to stay with us. So let's begin the session with the very first question. Dr. Himdweep, many learners joining us today have already completed a foundational hands-on AI program and taken their first step into the AI ecosystem. So to set the context, could you please share what additional value an advanced learning journey like HAAI++ brings on top of this foundation? How does moving from basic exposure to advanced depth help learners transition from learning AI concepts to thinking and working like AI practitioners?
Right. That's actually a very relevant question, Rahul, because this is going to be a shift from the foundational learning to an advanced practice where, they'll be actually understanding what a real transformation is. Now, if I talk about the foundational AI program, like they are HAAI alumni, so I'm sure that they have understood that what AI is and how core models work. So basically, it would have helped them to build familiarity with tools, concepts, and workflows, but largely more in a guided or an exploratory manner, right? Now, if I talk about HAAI++, it is specifically designed to take the learners beyond that point. I can put this into 3 transitions that will happen if they are taking up HAAI++. The first one is that they'll be moving from using models to designing solutions. So at the advanced level, the learners will stop treating the models as a black box. Rather, they are going to begin to understand that, why certain architectures work, how to adopt them for a specific use case, or when to choose one approach over the another, whether fine-tuning an LLM is going to help out, how they can implement RAG, or even building, agent-based workshops. So that's the first key transition that's going to happen for them. The second is that they'll be from learning concepts, they'll be moving towards developing practitioner judgment. So what I mean to say by this is that HAAI++ is going to emphasize on the real world complexity. What are the trade-offs? What are the constraints? It is going to talk about ethical considerations, deployment readiness. So basically, it's going to help the learners in a way develop a mindset of an AI practitioner, wherein they'll develop thinking in terms of scalability, reliability, explainability, and of course, business impact also. And the third thing is that they'll move from execution to ownership, which means that advanced learning is going to shift the responsibility of the learner. Now, instead of following, the predefined steps, the learners will be encouraged to experiment. They'll be debugging, they'll be optimizing the models, and in a way, they'll be asked to justify the decisions that they have taken while designing the model. So, in a way, this is how the AI practitioners work in the industry, and they are going to mimic the same, which is going to be such a wonderful learning experience for them when they actually work in industry or research environment. So yeah, this is going to be a huge transition as they move from the basics towards a more in-depth curriculum that has been created for them.
Thank you, Dr. Himdweep, for this perspective. And I think you have clearly highlighted how an advanced journey like HAAI++ helps learners move beyond basic understanding to thinking and working like AI practitioners. That's really been important. So now let's talk about the comparison between both the courses. If two learners complete a basic AI programs, one who stops there and another who continues with HAAI++, what kind of job roles does each typically become ready for? How does the career graph differ between basic level and advanced level AI roles over time? And how does HAAI++ specifically help learners identify their strength and prepare for emerging opportunities in the AI ecosystem?
Okay, that's a lot to answer. I'll try. So I'll start from where you started your question, that let's say there are two learners who have completed the basic AI program, which means that they both have started with the similar foundation, which means that they understand the core AI concepts. They are working on a pre-built model. Then they are executing guided hands-on exercises, right? So at this stage, when they have completed this basic AI program, they are actually, they have become ready for the entry level or assistive roles. I'll give you a couple of examples. So, roles like AI ML trainee or junior analyst, or something like data analyst with basic ML exposure, or even AI support or implementation roles, which would be more focused towards execution rather than design. Okay, so somebody who has completed the basic AI program, they would be best suited for roles like this. Now, if you are in these roles, your career graph is going to be something similar to a plateau, because now your growth is going to be heavily dependent on the job exposure. So if you're lucky, you happen to be part of the projects that give you that exposure, you will, incrementally get your promotions, and you'll be learning more on the job, and that will give you the exposure that you want. Now, on the other hand, out of those two learners, let's say the other one has taken up HAAI++. Now, because the second learner has taken HAAI++, he or she has moved towards this advanced level, which means that they have shifted towards a specialized and a high impact role. So they could be working as somebody like, for example, applied AI or ML engineer, or even generative AI or LLM engineer, because all those topics are getting covered in HAAI++. They can be very well suited for a role of a data scientist who's responsible for the model development. They could be, they can become an AI solution or a product engineer. And of course, there are a lot of emerging roles like prompt engineer or agent-based AI and developer. So all these roles will actually open up for somebody who moves towards the more advanced level, which means that their career graph is going to significantly improve over time. They are going to get into, instead of that incremental progression, their career is going to accelerate much faster. They'll move toward uh, they'll move towards more problem-oriented roles, where the relevance is going to stick with your AI technologies and any evolution that is happening from there. So um, we can, easily summarize that this transition is going to help them move from executing instructions to actually thinking, designing, and owning AI solution. So that would be a big transition that would happen. I hope I answered all the parts.
Definitely, Dr. Himdweep, and thanks for that. That's really been interesting to know. I think how continuing with the HAAI changes not just the job readiness, but the entire career trajectory from entry-level exposure to advanced future-ready AI roles. I think your insights on role progression, long-term career growth, and helping learners identify their strength within the AI ecosystem were extremely valuable for our audience. So thank you once again for that. So let's dive deeper into the course again. And Dr. Himdeep, one of the strongest highlights of this program is its hands-on approach, like you have mentioned. So could you please share some of the examples of that kind of real-world projects learners will work on? And with generative AI and LLMs gaining so much attention today, how does HAAI++ help learners actually build and apply solutions using these technologies?
Okay, so this philosophy we kept with HAAI also, and we have continued with the same in HAAI++. That is that build first, hands-on learning approach. So that's the philosophy on which the entire curriculum has been designed. The main idea was to ensure that learners are actually going to work on problems that resembles the real-world AI applications, rather than just giving them more of an academic demo sort of a thing. So to give you an example, learners are going to work on projects where they are expected to design as well as build an end-to-end generative AI solution. And it's not just an individual module or a model that they'll be working on, but it's a solution that is expected that they'll be working on, which means that they will get an extensive exposure on running and experimenting the pre-trained your large language models, such as GPT. They'll be working on Llama. They'll be working on Mistral. Then they'll be building RAG models, that is your retrieval augmented generation. And they'll be using frameworks like LangChain. Then they'll be using vector databases such as ChromeDB. Then they'll be designing, a complete strategy for prompt engineering. So they'll be iterating in order to improve the response quality, in a way that it helps to reduce hallucinations and, of course, optimize the performance. Then, they'll be actually working on developing generative AI-powered applications, such as intelligent document assistants or internal AI co-pilots. They can build that basis on the enterprise that they belong to, or a domain-specific chatbot. So they'll be doing a lot of hands-on exposure as part of their HAAI++ curriculum. What is important is that this is not going to be a step-by-step exercise. Like you won't get a list of instructions and you have to do it. It's going to be more of iterative. So what they are building, they are supposed to evaluate, they are supposed to debug, they are supposed to check for the trade-offs. And as I mentioned earlier, they are also supposed to justify their design decisions, which means that there will be a lot of iteration. You know, that complete essence of building a solution is going to be there, which itself is going to ensure that this particular certification is set apart from all the other certifications that are out there. So this would be quite a big and this would be quite helpful for them to bridge that gap between experimentation and the real impact.
Thank you, Dr. Hindi, for that. And I believe the way you have highlighted the key aspects of the course has really sparked curiosity and interest among the audience, what I feel from here. And we have a couple of questions as well. So we will take in between the time. So before that, Dr. Himdweep, I would request you to please share some examples of the projects or case studies learners work on at basic AI level versus those they take up in the HAAI++. How do advanced level projects, especially industry or enterprise aligned case studies, including TCS type projects, help working professional apply AI to real organizational problems?
I'll talk more about the projects that they would be doing in HAAI++. So we'll start with a lot of case studies also. That's also part of the curriculum that are quite aligned towards the industry and enterprise related problems that currently are being worked upon. They could be working on designing generative AI or LLM powered solutions that could be useful for, let's say, knowledge management, document intelligence, or even internal co-pilots. When I say co-pilot, it should not be mistaken by the software, but co-pilot is when it is able to form a transaction between the correspondence that is going on. Second to that, they can be working on building RAG models where, proprietary data can be given, which means that security would become a primary concern. And obviously that would also mean that the accuracy of this model would be highly monitored. Then they could be working on developing AI systems that involve multiple components like models, data pipelines, some sort of a prompting strategy. It could also involve evaluation frameworks and deployment considerations. Then, of course, there could be, they can be working on a lot of scenario-based case studies that can mimic your large enterprise context, like healthcare or financial systems, wherein they are supposed to take into account the scale of the data that they'll be working on, any governance rules that need to be taken care of, the quality of the data, and if there are any constraints that they should be mindful when they are working on this scenario-based case studies. So it would be a lot of, there are a lot of different case studies that we have put together, covering all the different aspects and also ensuring that it gives them a wide range of problem statements that they can work on. So our main emphasis is that the learners, or our main emphasis would be that the learners are encouraged to ask questions. Like, for example, they should be asking that what is the real business problem? They should be asking, where does AI add value into it? So, there's a difference between automation and AI enabled. So they should be able to understand that what is it that they are doing? Are they making it AI enabled or is it just an automation? They should be asking those questions. Then they should be asking that, how do we design solutions that are reliable, that explains what is going on. And of course, scalability is an important concern. So all these things, they should be able to answer, find solutions, take the ownership, and create the projects.
I think you have given us a strong contrast between foundational AI projects and the kind of advanced enterprise-aligned case studies learners engage with the HAAI++. And I hope this has sparked your interest as well, audience. And I'm sure many of you will feel motivated to go ahead and take this exciting next step as well. Thank you so much, Dr. Himdeep. Now, to bring these insights to life, let's hear directly from someone who has experienced this journey firsthand. Let's welcome Mr. Anupam from TCS. So let me give your introduction first. So he has been working all along in energy resources and utilities for the last 3 decades. Presently, he is an industry advisor in ITG for energy resources and utilities, partnering with utility and energy clients to position AI/ML-driven analytics solutions platforms. This necessarily means that he work at the intersection of industry context, digital platforms, and advanced analytics, helping organizations to operationalize data through intelligent asset management, predictive insights, and scalable modernization platforms, which enables clients to move from siloed operations to integrated data-driven decision-making, accelerating reliability, efficiency, and resilience across the business operations. So once again, thank you, Mr. Chakravarti, for joining us today. So first of all, we would like to understand from you, you have completed both the basic AI program and HAAI++ advanced program. What made you decide not to stop after the basic program and enroll in HAAI++? How was your learning experience and what new skills or understanding did you gain through this advanced program? Over to you.
And with the introduction you gave, I was just thinking I work in TCS with a bunch of guys who are I'm okay with, but there's a lot that you have given. Thanks for that. I believe, let me give a brief background of what I do, then I think it will be making more context. We have created certain AI/ML platforms already on machine vision and forecasting and models like that, energy as a service. So I lead the strategic initiative part of innovation and transformation on the energy resourcing, and we have been doing this for the last around, say, from 2019 onwards. Mainly on the machine vision part. So we have a product platform called the TCS Machine Vision Platform. It's targeted to do automated inspections, getting insights, machine-driven recognition, anomalies, so on and so forth. So what we were doing is, as Dr. Himdweep told, that we have been using the models which are available in the market, open source models mostly, and trying to contextualize that which would work best with respect to the given context of the client, and trying to tweak that a little bit. So sometimes it gave 99% accuracy, sometimes it gave nearly 60-65% accuracy. So while I understand that that is something we have been actually trying to understand the entire gamut of what AI is all about, we thought about it and how to go about. So we did not have any formal this kind of a course as that of now, so that your thought process is actually guided to go into that from the designing decision to the execution part of it. And as a result of it, we were just groping around all the things. Sometimes we succeeded. At points of time, we were back to the planning table again. But here, what the first course, when I saw about it, it made me look into that. I understand the why and the what. That made me understand the why and the what. And the second one actually let me know and deep dive in how to do it, what makes sense, which is applicable where, and things like that. I mean, it's basically when you are building an intelligence, I felt that the reasoning process of the machine, it needs to match the steps like a cognitive model of a human being. And when we break down those things, the ultimate thing is that how you can create those cadences, like whatever you do in case of a, say, a prompt engineering part of it, or creating a LLM which is using that to your context and so on and so forth. So this course, the HAAI Plus, is actually giving us that benefit, that edge of how you want to do it, and which actually makes sense. Is That's the meaningful part of it that I gained from here, and that has helped a lot in exponentially develop these platforms very fast and so on and so forth. So that's the main thing that actually I got, and it has channeled the thought processes. The team is also now having a kind of roadmap of what to do, when to do, how to do, and that helps. That definitely helps.
Thank you, Mr. Chakrabarty. And I think your experience is extremely inspiring, and I hope our audience is with me as well. So let's understand more about the important aspect about the role, basically. So after completing HAAI++, how has your role, responsibilities, or the way of working changed in TCS? Could you please share how you are applying or planning to apply your advanced AI learnings in your current or upcoming projects?
Yeah. So basically, doing a good job, the price of doing a good job is getting another good job. That I understand here. And when I were when doing with this image analytics part of it, I mean, you can look into TCS Machine Vision platform. The solution is already hosted in tcs.com. It's an IP-safe platform. We were doing multiple things, but it actually opened up a multifaceted domain in front of me, like what we were missing out. So we expanded, and we expanded very fast. I completed this course last year, and as of now, we have actually developed around 8 to 9 additional functionalities on this platform with this particular thing, and to help our clients. It has actually changed my role from going to the nitty-gritties of the details to creating a strategic map and implementation of the thing with my team. And I'm able to make my team understand how and what needs to be done. So if you won't believe, my team is the maximum experience of my team is around 3 to 4 years. That's the kind of team that I'm running, and they are developing models and things which are competing the Accentures and the Deloittes of the world, and that's the difference that it's making. The other point that I mean, I'm mentioning here, but that's the downfall of it, that I'm losing assets also. The market is becoming so very optimistic on these things that I'm losing people who are greatly, they have developed their acumen, their career graphs have improved, and the things have opened up from me as a implementer in one segment to a strategic initiative leader in multi-dimensional. That's the change of role that I'm having. My team is now having the size of around 50 from 8 to 9 that we were doing with, because we are getting so many work orders and other things associated with it. So that's the main difference that I'm having in my role.
Thank you, Mr. Chakravarty. And I think your story defines the success of the program and how you have implemented the learnings. I think it's very important. Uh, Participants joining us today, I think, have already built a strong foundation in AI, Mr. Chakravarty. So based on your personal experience, what would you like to say to them? What do you feel that enrolling in HAAI++ is truly worth it?
Okay, I mean, I can give a few examples. I think that will make sense on this because if you see, the most important part that I believe we are helped with is the turnaround time. The turnaround time is with respect to utilizing these tools and using it in a proper manner with the proper prompt engineering